Hello.
Hello.
Don't do that. I'm going to make a video.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to my friends.
Are they your friends?
You're definitely my friend. Yeah, you're friend number one.
Oh,
But
okay.
right now I'm talking to friend number 2 through 575.
Okay, go for it.
So, speaking of friends 2 through 575, I wanted to thank you for the response I got to my last video. It was kind of a different video because it wasn't about traveling. It was just about me sitting on the couch talking about what was on my mind that day. And the response was very, very good. And I appreciate that. I also asked in there if somebody would leave some comments about what they want to know about Mexico. And thank you for those. I made up a list of them and I will address them little by little as I get to them. This video today is going to be about the projects I've got going around the house, but I decided to start the video with a little, with the answer to a question that I got from my last video, and that was, what's the cost of living in Mexico? And it's always one of the questions. There's always two questions that always come up. One of them is about the cost of living. And my general answer is always, well, you can live very inexpensively in Mexico, but that's not always the point. Sometimes it's about having a better quality of life for the same amount of money that you would spend somewhere else. And the other question, of course, is about security. But today I want to talk about the price of food. That was a very specific question, and I made up a little list of some of the prices that we pay. Every week we get a Guadalajara reporter here at Lakeside. It's in English and it costs 20 pesos. I looked because the price just went up. It used to be 15 pesos. 20 pesos. 20 pesos is about $1. And it's in English and it's 32 pages. But one of the things that's in it every week is a list of the comparison of the prices between Soriana, which is a big box store, and Walmart, which we have one here locally. So I was going to read you some of the prices, and it's in pesos, and it's also in kilos when you're buying things by the pound, or well, when you're not buying things by the pound, you're buying things by the kilo. So I've calculated prices not only for the exchange rate of the US dollar, and the exchange rate currently is like 8.6 or something today, and I've calculated it at 18 to 1. 18 pesos equals $1. And a pound, well, a kilo is 2.2 pounds. So anyway, I've done all that math for you so that you can, if you're in the United States, and I know not all of you are, but if you want to know about it in pesos and kilos, you'll have to recalculate it. So anyway, here, a liter of milk, which is a little more than a quart, is $1.50.
Editing correction. It's not a liter of milk. It's 1.86 liters of milk, which is a half a gallon for $1.50. Sorry.
And 18 eggs, they didn't have a dozen listed. 18 eggs, $2.02. Pork chops, $1.89 a pound. Tomato bola, that's not Roma, it's the big round ones. And 50 cents a pound. Potatoes, and those would be, if you're buying them in the States, they probably call them Yukon Gold. That's what we mostly get down here. 63 cents a pound. Oranges, 32 cents a pound. And then I took a picture of, I just took the meat I bought today at the store. Actually, it was Walmart. And I took it out of the freezer and took a picture of it.
So I just took these things out of the freezer. That's nearly inch thick sirloin steak. That's pork shoulder, and that's it's like round steak, like bottom round steak for like Swiss steak. Chicken breasts, boneless, and that's pork loin. So I'm going to calculate all these prices for you.
And then I've calculated the prices. So here's my math, and I'll read it to you. Boneless chicken breasts, $1.86 a pound. Round steak, $3.50 a pound, and that would be bottom round. New York steak, or top sirloin, $6 a pound. Pork shoulder, $2.05, $2.05 a pound. Pork loin, and that's cleaned up really good, $2.72 a pound. Hamburger, $2.05, and a beef fillet. And I didn't buy this, but I remember seeing the price because I thought about buying it. But they were selling the whole fillet. They wouldn't sell me a part of it. Actually, they probably would, but I didn't ask. It was 339 pesos per kilo, which is $8.50 a pound. So, if you're the shopper in the family and you're aware of the prices, which being the shopper in the family, I usually am, aware of the prices, and when I'm shopping in the States, I'm usually pretty aware of whether I'm getting a deal or not. So that'll give you an idea of some of the prices. And the rest of this video is going to be about the projects we got going on around the house here. So enjoy.
Please enjoy my stories or whatever else might be on my mind today. I'm glad to be back with my workshop and my tools. Although I've collected quite a few tools in the motorhome. Don't have any tools like that, of course, but I have enough to do things to keep me busy there and whatever I need. I've been working on my Honda Foreman. Had a flat tire. I took it off, took the wheel off, and it's in the van. I pumped it up and it was flat again the next morning. Battery needed charging, and the solenoid for the starter was real sticky. But after messing with it off and on for a couple of days, it's running just fine. The other thing I've been working on are these seats over here. Well, let me show you where they go. This is the bench and the two chairs that I built those wooden things for. I built them as the first project after I bought. That's one of the chairs. Have to repaint them. And some of the boards were coming loose, so I'm re-screwing them. And the back side of this one over here, the back side, that new part down there used to be plywood originally, and it all rotted, so I put some boards down there. I started to say, this was my first project when I bought a bandsaw. I made it so that when it rains, the seats dry out a lot faster. And apparently I got the angle just right for your butt because they're actually quite comfortable. Anyway, I've been working on those, been redo them, and later this afternoon I'm going to go buy some paint to repaint them. These guys are sifting dirt for the grass. We had a big dump truck came and dumped that big pile, and they sift it out, and then they take it out here and dump it on the grass. My gardener talked me into doing this. He says it will make the grass grow a lot better. We had a 6 cubic meter dump truck come. That's just a pretty big sized dump truck. And they've already done this part of the yard out here in front of the pool. You can see the grass is just covered up with dirt. Here's Condito spreading it all out. And that in front of the pool and this part here was that whole dump truck load. So we think we're going to need 2 or 3 more dump truck loads to do the whole yard. Here's another project I got going. These guys are mixing cement, concrete. This is how they do it. I bought a cement mixer when I first came to Mexico, and they refused to use it. This is how they do it. There's the cement mixer. So what's going on is we're building a cover for my Quattromoto, my Honda. This little garage there. This is a foundation, and that's going to house the ATV. We throw big rocks down there in the bottom of that, and then they pour concrete in, and that's how they make a foundation. Going to build a little shed, bodega, out of these concrete blocks. They're just using them as a form for the foundation right now. So the wall will be made out of those, and then we're going to put a cover over where I park my cars so the birds don't crap on them anymore. I came out here with my iPad to give you a little update on this project. It's been a few days now. We just had some more cement delivered. 119 pesos per sack. Those are 50 kilo sacks, not 100-pound sacks like you get in the States, I think. 50 kilos is 110 pounds, and I just calculated that a little while ago, $6.61 a bag. That's yellow sand and river sand. For strong concrete, they use river sand and gravel and cement, of course. And then for mescla, for putting the blocks together or laying bricks, they use the yellow sand and cal, it's called. Anyway, paid I think it's $2.40 or $2.90 for the river sand, and $2.40 or $2.90, I don't remember which is which, for the grava, and that's about $13, $14 per cubic meter, which is bigger than a cubic yard. So this is how we're doing on the wall. We're going up that high. This is old original wall, and that's new wall, and all of that is new wall. And last time I took some video out here, I think we were looking at this foundation, which had that wire in it. That's not showing up very good. The sun in the shadow. Sorry. Anyway, that's where we're at with that. This wall here is going to be built up to be equal with that one, and then on top of that will be a dala. That's this concrete top of the wall. There'll be another one on the new part, and then for the support over the opening there, I have this beam that's left over from when I built this middle part of the house. The middle part of that house is held up by a steel I-beam that's 12 inches tall, and it's stronger than normal steel, and it's 5 meters long. And I couldn't buy just what I needed. I had to buy the whole thing and have it cut. And then this part right here was left over. So it's going to be way overkill for closing that up. Like this will hold up a house, and over there it's not going to have to hold up much at all. But I designed the width of that to use this piece of leftover beam that's been sitting around here for, oh crap, I'm walking in the mud. We were talking about the dirt on the grass, and it was just watered really, really good. And now, oh, my feet are all muddy. I don't know if this is showing up, but I see all the purple jacaranda blooms, and that's the purple jacaranda tree. I'll take a shot of it from over there, it'll show up better. But curious thing about this, in years past we always had to be really careful walking because the bees would be attacking all those blooms on the ground. And this year, I don't see any bees, which is kind of worrisome. I know there's a bee problem all over the world, but there's my observation of it. There's that purple jacaranda. Isn't that beautiful? It's also, many people have an allergic reaction to it. Sorry about the, just had a wasp land on my face. Where'd he go? Well, never mind where he went. And here's one of the things I'm personally working on. That is a form for making these. So that's concrete, and that middle part comes out. And we'll have 3 of these columns with the base and the top. And these wires, just like in the foundation, will be poked down through the hole and then filled with concrete, so that gives it structural support. If you're wondering where my BMW is, it's usually right there. It's in the shop. The key, well, not the keyhole stopped working. The cylinder has to be replaced, and it's in the shop, and they had to order a part from Guadalajara, and they've had it for about 10 days, and I'm ready to get it back. So that's where the BMW is.